Hey folks, DJ EDC coming at you again, this time with some of my top picks for lightweight summer carry knives. Summer is fast approaching, or some would say we're almost there. It's almost June, so guys are, getting around to breaking out the board shorts and tank tops and whatnot, and the ladies are doing the same because it is heating up all around the country, guys. And so when we carry gear, we usually slim it down or make it more compact. And so these are some of my top picks for the summer. And of course they will be lightweight because generally we wear less clothing during the summer than in the winter months. First option I guess here on the table is the Spyderco Delica 4 FFG. This has been a long-standing EDC favorite among those who like lightweight knives. This knife is coming in at about 2.87 inches in terms of blade length, with an overall weight of about 2.31 ounces. Now the handle length is about 4.25 inches, so pretty compact. The overall, I guess, length would be 7.125 inches when opened. The handle thickness is 0.40 inches thick, so pretty slim. Not the slimmest here on the table, but I mean, does not print super heavy at all. Another great option right here in the back, sitting behind it, is the Benchmade 555 HG Mini Grip. This guy is an excellent option with comparable weight. I like it because it has this I guess spider or arachnid-esque hole. Obviously we can't call it the spider hole, but as a guy that carries Spyderco quite often, I find it easy to transition into carrying this Benchmade. The only thing that I've done to it, I've mentioned this probably 100 times now, is adding that flag clip to it to just kind of offset the satin blade and the black handles. Just contrasts really well, in my opinion. This one being a little bit thicker actually than the Delica 4, at least in the kind of palm swelling here, but still a great option. Real compact, real small, lightweight, super easy to flick open and deploy. Just overall great option. Next on the list we have the Kershaw AM4. This one is one of my favorite Kershaw models. It's got contoured black G10 handle scales on one side with the kind of black coated frame lock, steel frame lock on the opposite side with the Almar logo on the deep carry pocket clip. This is one of my favorite pocket clips, by the way. About 3.5 inch blade length, I think, is the exact total on that, with the kind of ruby red standoffs, real attractive. This is actually one of my suit knives, because I like to carry real lightweight, kind of slim. Doesn't sacrifice any blade length at all. 3.5 is pretty much in my wheelhouse for most of my EDC knives. Only weighs 2.8 ounces, so it is quite a lot of lightweight. The actual, true blue Almar options will be lightweight as well. I think this is designed off the Eagle Talon, if I'm remembering correctly. And those will have just kind of an FRN kind of plastic handles to them, so it'll be a little bit more lightweight in my opinion overall, but this is still a really great option. Only complaint, 8CR13 MOV, kind of a cheap blade steel. Obviously, the Kershaw does a really great heat treat on them. As you all know, this steel behaves much like AUS 8. Really easy to touch up, not a big deal. I do not shy away from sharpening, obviously, being that I'm a sharpening technician and knife salesman. I don't mind doing it from time to time, but I just wish they had gone with one of the Sandvik steels options like they did on the Kershaw Blur. I think, at this price point I paid about 26 bucks on this because it was a floor model at a local sporting goods store, so I kind of saved a little bit of money on it. I think it was going for about 32 bucks at the time. But everyone at the sporting goods store locally knows me, and so they cut me a deal and they gave me a discount on it. Really appreciate that, of course, but now I'm rambling. Moving on, I've got the CRKT M1601Z Spear Point. I had bought this knife originally to replace the Kershaw Manifold Black Wash that I used to use as a work knife, and then I was just really dissatisfied with it as a kind of big, beefy work knife, because I needed something a little bit more substantial than this. But this makes an excellent lightweight carry option, coming in around the same weight as this Kershaw over here and some of these other options. I don't remember the exact weight on it, but it's got FRN handle scales with skeletonized steel liners. So overall, just pretty lightweight. Actually, they're not skeletonized. I lied. I'm sorry, folks. Not skeletonized liners. I always just mistake these little cutouts, and then I realize, no, that's a full liner. So full liners on that. As you'll see, I took out the auto locks because I just find it not to be terribly useful and really annoying, especially on something so lightweight and thin, something that I'm going to use for as an EDC knife and not necessarily something I'm going to thrash on. This isn't my preferred tactical knife either, so it just doesn't fulfill that role for me, so I didn't see a need in having it there, so I went ahead and disassembled my knife and took it out. Sufficient lockup with just the liner lock alone. Really solid lockup, almost like an 80%, 90%, if you guys will see that. It's got one bronze phosphorus washer in it, and it's got another, which is the Teflon. I honestly would just prefer if they picked one or the other. I don't know why they did a combination thereof. They're both about the same price to produce and throw in the knife, so why not just throw 2 bronze phosphorus, or why not just throw 2 Teflon in there and just call it a day? I don't understand why they did 2 different. Doesn't matter, I guess, but still, just one of my little complaints. Find room to complain about everything. Moving on, we have the Benchmade Ranger Green handle scales Bug Out with the smoke gray blade. This is my first production one, number 1101 out of 1200. This is coming in at about 1.8 ounces, really super lightweight. Got a mini deep carry pocket clip, really dig on that. Not super obtrusive, doesn't go across the whole knife, doesn't interfere with when you're gripping the knife because it's way back on the handle. This is going to be probably my most carried this summer, or at least it's going to fight definitely with the Spyderco Delica 4 as one of my main EDC blades for the summer, just because it's so lightweight, so compact, very thin profile, doesn't print super heavily, and it's easy to retract from the pocket. Big generous lanyard hole. And this last option, I go to the beach quite a bit, being that I live in SoCal, Southern California, for you non-locals, quite often with my friends, and I like to carry knives with me always, and this being the Spyderco Salt, Ladybug Salt, with the H1 steel. It is rust proof, so I don't have to worry about salt water or anything like that corroding it. Would prefer that it's not fully serrated. Don't mind the hawkbill, but just a great little knife to carry on you. And of course, it is the lightest of the knives on the tabletop here, and I've just got a small little lanyard, kind of a jute twine lanyard on here, just to be able to fish it from my board shorts during the summer while I'm at the beach and stuff like that. If I've got to cut open a package of hot dogs or something like that, if we're grilling on the beach, this is a great little option to have on you. So those are my top picks for the summer, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate you guys stopping in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tune in for further videos.